Hello everybody, and welcome back to another JA Diecast iRacing Talks episode 19, I believe it is. We've done a couple of these. We just finished up the regular season, and we are about to start the playoffs next weekend at Darlington. Super excited for Darlington, one of my favorite weekends every season. I love seeing the throwback cars and just how retro everything is, all the way from, like I said, the cars to the shirts that the teams make. The drivers, some of them, will cut their hair in a mullet and get a mustache, and everybody really goes all out for the throwback weekend. So, pretty excited. I can't wait. But before we get too far into it, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out all the links down below, and go follow all those. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and let's get into it here. We just talked about Darlington, how next weekend starting the playoffs next Sunday, September 6th at 6 p.m. So an under the lights night race. I'm ready. I'm excited. There are 3 races in the round of 16. Goes round of 16, round of 12, round of 8, and then the championship 4. So obviously it's Darlington, Richmond, and then Bristol. And then the round of 12 is Vegas, Talladega, and Charlotte, which is the road course. Then the 8 is Kansas, Texas, and Martinsville. And then the last race, the championship race, is Phoenix, since that changed this year. So super excited. Current playoff standings, Harvick, Hamlin, Keselowski, and Logano. So if the final 4 started today, those would be the championship 4. You got Chase Elliott in 5th, Truex in 6th, Blaney 7th, Bowman 8th, Byron 9th, Austin Dillon 10th. Then Custer, Almirola, Boyer, Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, and Matt DiBenedetto 11 through 16. So super excited. I love playoff racing. I like how you get last race of the round, halfway through the race, closing laps. It's just so focused on the points and how the positions need to change for a certain driver to make it, and I like the strategy, and there's a certain intensity to it that I really enjoy. So I'm ready. I love playoff racing, and it's gonna be really cool. So we got a couple of things to talk about in today's episode. Nothing too controversial like we've had in some past episodes, but a lot of race recap from this past weekend at Daytona. I'm trying to type something here, but a lot of race recap from this past weekend at Daytona. We had the Xfinity race on Friday night, Cup race Saturday night, and then the truck race at Gateway on Sunday. Of course, we're going to start here with the Xfinity race just because it was the first race of the weekend. So that's how we do things around here. So first off, winner, if you did not know, Justin Haley, big super speedway guy, very talented on the super speedways. He got his first career Cup win in his 3rd start at Daytona. Of course, it was a rain race, but still got it there. I think he's got 2 career Xfinity wins, and they're both this year. He's got 2 or 3. I'll have to look at that here. So they got 2 or 3, and the first one, 2 of them this season. Actually, before I say that, I'm going to make sure that it's 2. So, pretty sure it's 2. Yeah, he's got 2 career Xfinity wins, and they're both this season. First one came, I think it was the last weekend in June, and it was the Talladega race. And, of course, the one this past weekend at Daytona. So, a lot of the super speedway wins. His truck wins are not at super speedways, but like I said, first career cup win and his third start was at Daytona, and then he's got a Talladega win and a Daytona win this season. So, pretty talented super speedway guy. We'll go out the rest of the top 10 here. Gray Gaulding finished second, so good for him in a one-off race. Chase Briscoe third, Riley Herbst fourth, Harrison Burton fifth. Rounding out the top 10, you got Chastain, Annette, Cindric, Josh Williams, and Jesse Little. Vinnie Miller 11th, Colby Howard 12th, Tommy Joe finished 14th, Mike Harmon 17th. So Daytona, obviously they call it the great equalizer with the draft and everything, so that's why there's some names up there that you don't usually hear about running in the top part of the field. So pretty cool to see those guys up there running up front, especially Gray Gaulding being that close to a win. There was a lot of wrecks, two big ones that took out a lot of drivers. Probably not as big in terms of headlines as the Cup stuff, which we'll get into later, but Kaulig is a great super speedway team, great super speedway organization. Pretty sure they were 1, 2, 3. They finished 1, 2, 3 multiple times, I think, this year, and they were about to do it again. So coming halfway down the backstretch, it started to happen. Going into 3, AJ Allmendinger in the 16, Ross Chastain in the 10, Kaulig teammates got into each other. Allmendinger tried to move down in front of Chastain to get the push to the line. Chastain didn't lift, and it sent the both of them around. It sent Allmendinger around and collected other cars, and Chastain got caught up in it as well. And so Kaulig still won the race, but instead of a 1, 2, 3 team finish, they got 1, 6, and 15. So and with 2 wrecked race cars. So controversial for sure. Obviously, whenever you have an incident like that with a teammate, it's never good. And they were the interviews after the race. Chastain, one of the remarks he had was, "What am I supposed to do? Just sit there and not win the race, or sit there and finish second? Not this guy," something like that. And Allmendinger was saying he was thinking and hoping he was going to get a little more room and a little more help, just because they were teammates and team orders at Daytona and everything like that. I thought the Allmendinger interview was a very respectful interview, because he never really called Chastain out. It was very professional, and I wasn't really expecting that, due to the fact that it was the last lap and he just got turned by his teammate. But it was, so good on Dinger. Chastain's interview was pretty good too, so it's just another one of those things that they're going to have to talk about back at the shop, and when they get time to smooth things over, because that's not something you want to have hanging over the team going into the playoffs. So they'll have to get that sorted out, but I'm sure they'll do that because they seem like a pretty close team. So it's going to be interesting, but I'm pretty confident that they'll be able to sort things out. Then moving on to the Cup race, it was a lot more organized and calm than the Xfinity race, which I was a little surprised about, but they were, again, not the most entertaining races in the world that I've seen, but they weren't bad. Luckily, there was, I don't want to say luckily, but when they started to get down to the end of the race, in the Cup race, that's when they started wrecking, which is usually what happens. But there was 2 big wrecks that were big headlines, and that we'll talk about in a minute. But Um, there wasn't a whole lot going on up until that point in the races, I don't think. I mean, the Xfinity race had, I don't even remember how many cautions, whether it was 8 or 9, but there was a lot of cautions in the Xfinity series. But on the Cup side of it, the only cautions were really the stage breaks, and there was 2 cautions there at the end, so not a whole lot going on. Going into this race, Matt DiBenedetto, William Byron, and Jimmie Johnson were separated. I think it was DiBenedetto in 14th with 5 points to the good. Byron in 15th. I think it was Jimmie with 4 points to the good, and Jimmie 4 points to the good. And then I think it was Erik Jones. It was something like that, but it was really a 3-car battle, separated by 5 points or less to make away, and only one of them would. Obviously, we know what happened. Bill Byron, who was one of those cars, won the race, and Matt DiBenedetto, who was one of the cars, made it in, which means Jimmie Johnson, in his retirement tour, did not make the playoffs, and that was because he was involved in the second big one there at the end of the race. It sucked to see. I'm sure everybody was hoping for him to make it. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out. And he's going to continue to struggle, or he did continue to struggle. He tweeted later that it was something like he's down but he's not out, or he's out but he's not down, or something like that. Meaning that he's still going to go out and go hard, try and get a win and get some more good finishes this year, and be aggressive, because he's got nothing to lose now. He's got, I don't know, however many races it is left in his career in the Cup Series. He's got until November 8th. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's got 10 races left in his Cup Series career, full-time Cup Series career. He's out of the playoffs. He's got nothing to lose. So he's going to go out and give it his all and try and get a win, which I like to see. It sucks to see Jimmie, but there's, I don't think it'll happen, but there's a slight chance that NASCAR gives him a 17th playoff spot, because he did miss that one race at Indy due to Corona, or having Corona. So it could happen. Chances are it won't, but it's something to think about. Stranger things have happened this year. It is 2020 after all. As Kyle Busch has pointed out, the last few races, still 2020, so anything can happen at this point. But the big one, what I saw on the outside line, Kyle Busch, Tyler Reddick, Erik Jones. Erik Jones gave Tyler Reddick a hell of a push. He had nowhere to go, so he swung down to the inside and came up to try and block Kyle Busch and just get back up high, and wasn't clear. Came up and put Kyle Busch in the fence, and Erik Jones reacted and got squirrely, and everybody wrecked after that. All of them made it through, because that was the first big one. DiBenedetto, Byron, and Jimmie made it through that one. It was a big wreck. It was cool to see the playoff drivers make it through. Unfortunately, Jimmie didn't make it through the next one. I was kind of hoping they'd get in their own little battle there on the last lap, coming to the line for the spot, just to have some more entertainment. But big wreck, Daytona. Luckily, we didn't have any Ryan Newman incidents like we did back in February. We're going to try to have to avoid those. It's good to see that nobody got hurt and everybody walked out of Daytona. All right. Next thing, since Cole Custer was the only rookie to make the playoffs, that means he is the 2020 Cup Series Rookie of the Year. It was between him, Tyler Reddick, and Chris Bell. Not Chris Bell. Tyler Reddick almost made the playoffs. He was a few points or a few spots short. and it's I don't like how they announced it this early. I mean, everybody knew because it's the highest finishing rookie, and since he's the only one that made it, he's automatically. But it's just another one of those battles that we don't have to really pay attention to anymore. But Cole Custer is your Cup Rookie of the Year. He did win a race at Kentucky, so only rookie to win this year as well. So good on him. And then, of course, probably the biggest headline from the Cup race, William Byron gets his first career Cup Series win, and it was at the biggest track, or not the biggest track, but one of the, biggest track in terms of reputation and importance to NASCAR, and gets his first career win. Got pushed there by Chase Elliott, his teammate. I'm going to say this, Chase didn't really try and get around him. Chase was happy just pushing him there through the line, which, good for him, good being a good guy, good teammate. As a Chase fan, obviously I would have liked to see him go for it. I think they had enough of a lead from the cars behind him to the point where a Hendrick car would have won no matter what, especially if Chase went to the outside, because that's where the next closest car was. But congrats to Bill. I wish Chase gave a little more of a fight, but good enough. Congrats again. And he's been close a couple of times, especially at Daytona. It just hasn't worked out for him until now. So he secured it with a win. I'm interested to see how his team will do the rest of the year after that win. If it'll be a good momentum boost and push them, or how they'll react to the win. If it'll be any different, if they'll be any faster or what. So you're going to have to stay tuned and watch that. Moving on to the next thing, Kyle Larson. He is more of a topic now than he was when he was in NASCAR. You heard about him enough in NASCAR. He got a few wins, but you never heard. Whenever you heard about him, it was because he wrecked or he won. There's just no in between. And then there was that whole thing with saying the racial slur, and it kind of kicked him out of NASCAR. And he went and just did full-time dirt, and he has dominated the dirt series, like just everything, sprints, midgets, and most recently the dirt late models, stepping in for his first time and winning in his second race in the dirt late model. So you hear about him more now, and I say that, like I said, he either wrecked or won, and you never heard anything about it. But just going on Twitter, it's impossible to not hear about him. Like, I saw tweets yesterday about how it is like by the end of 2020, Kyle Larson might win him an NHRA drag race or something like that. And there was another one, if somebody gave him a ride, Kyle Larson could probably win the Kentucky Derby. And there's all these dirt guys coming out and tweeting how he's the most talented driver they've ever seen. Kenny Wallace, I think his name was Dustin Jarrett. There's just so many people coming out and just saying how talented this guy is. So I think he's got to get back in a Cup car. I think he's got a chance to, especially with Tony Stewart commenting that. I think there's a very good chance that he ends up in an SHR car. Probably if in the next few years, maybe. I want to see it. I think he's a talented driver. He's just showing that. And I can't wait to see him back. I'm going to say that. The next thing is a vlog. I've talked about vlogs a little bit here in the past few weeks. Had one for New Hampshire COVID. There will be one for Full Throttle Fall here in 2 weeks, I think it is. September 10th and 11th, or 11th and 12th, one of those two. And honestly, there might be more, because it's just, I want to go to these things, and the timing's kind of working out, and just where I am in relation to the tracks, there's a chance. And they are modifieds and, you know, the small tracks. So like I said, there was the one for COVID, full throttle fall, and I'm going to pull up the schedule here for the modifieds. They have Thompson Motor Speedway, or Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park, this Wednesday, which I'm 2.5 hours away, not more than that, right by my college. So if I was down there at college, I'd be closer. I'd be like 20 minutes away, but I'm home, so I'm further away, which I'm thinking of going to that. Then the Musket 250 full throttle fall, like I was talking about at New Hampshire. And then there's Riverhead, which is further away, so I probably won't go to that one. But there's one at Stafford, September 26th, and one at Thompson, October 11th. So there is a very good chance that I end up with more than just the full throttle fall vlog. So stay tuned for that. I like going to races. Mods are one of my favorites. So probably be some content with those here soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out all the links down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.